first time talking to you since you joined the staff first, I believe, as a consultant in the spring a couple of years ago, and now joining full time. What's it been like for you getting back to this area after previously being at VMI?
Yeah, my wife and I love this area. Blacksburg's been just a tremendous town for us, a great college town. From Athens, Georgia. It reminds me a lot of Athens growing up there. Just everywhere you go here is maroon and orange. Having an opportunity to be here with Coach Pry, and I had a chance to work together at Georgia Southern previously, and so I knew coming here what he was going to be about and the things that were going to be important in this program, and it's been just like I expected, and we're continuing to get better and better, and just excited about where we're going.
How have you meshed with Tyler in terms of helping with getting some creativity in the offense, and also with Juan and working with your offensive line?
Yeah, well, Tyler and I are both from Georgia, so we started off with that in common, and I've learned so much from him just in the time that we've been here, and continue to do so, and I'm just happy to be involved in the whole staff putting together a good plan every week, and having a small part of that, and hopefully being able to add some wrinkles here and there, and to help us out move football.
We've seen some option elements on the reverses. Is that sort of like from your forte working at VMI, and I believe it was Army, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, sir.
Adding some of that element to it to kind of throw in some wrinkles here and there?
Yeah, again, we all have a hand in the game plan. I'm not saying it's one person or another, and that's one thing that I've learned from him. He does a great job as a coordinator of taking input from everybody in the room, and so every time there's a game plan that rolls out there, it's all of us, and it's a cohesive effort, and one that we believe in, and then but I appreciate the way that he operates, and the way that everyone's opinion is important. Absolutely.
What impressed you about, obviously, Kyron and Bayshore, but the offense came out and looked pretty seamless for a lot of the game on Saturday. What impressed you the most about the operation?
Honestly, just the fact that the guys stepping up. It wasn't a surprise, but you never really know until a guy's put in that situation where he's taking the first snap of the game. Obviously, Malachi's played a lot. Coney's played a little bit at the end of games, and Colin has played a lot of football, but not as much this year. We kind of rolled him in here and there, but I thought that some guys did a great job executing. There's always things we can do better, but as far as the effort and the mentality that those guys brought in the game, and I thought that the team kind of rallied around those guys, and it wasn't a situation where woe is me, these guys aren't playing. It was how can we make their job easier, and I think that's what you want on a winning football team.
How much is what you guys done over recent weeks with sprinkling in a different look here, a different look there, really help evolve this playbook, so that way you have elements that you can throw into games, especially a game against Clemson where people might say you might have to throw the whole kitchen sink out there.
Right, sure. Yeah, I mean, they're very talented on defense, very stout defense. I really think that we're not asking our guys to do a lot of new stuff. It looks like a bunch of different stuff to the defense, but we're replicating the same patterns over and over, particularly on the O-line. And that's one thing Coach Bowman's done a great job of, just being fair to the offensive line. We're not blocking a whole lot of different schemes, and then we're moving people around them to try to drag support in a certain area, drag people away from where we want to run the football, and we're trying to build packages of plays, not just run plays. And I think when you build packages of plays off motion, you can come up with play actions off that motion. You can have an inside element, you can have an outside element. I think that you definitely help yourself there. Everything looks the same to the defense.
How much has helped that you have so much versatility within the skill players with Jay Lane and Aiden line up in the backfield and what they can do? The tight ends have seemed to have gotten involved a lot. Might have taken a play from Rutgers, I think, in there. But how much has that helped in the way you guys can move things around and try to keep defenses guessing?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing in coaching, right? Find the best ways to utilize your personnel that you have, and we definitely have some good personnel and guys that are very flexible in what they can do with their skill set. And so, we've lined Colin and Kyron up in the backfield at the same time. We've had a direct snap to running backs. We've had direct snap to receivers, and so just finding a way to kind of piece guys together and get guys touches too. There's guys we have that need to touch the football, that do a great job with it, break tackles, have a chance for explosive runs, and finding the best way every week to kind of meld that together and figure out how to put guys in different situations.
What have you seen in the development of Braylon Moore in the center this year?
Yeah, I think he's really owned it, and it's something like the difference between him last year and this year. I think he was more of an athlete and a competitor playing offensive line. And this year he's become much more technical. He's much more involved in like what we're trying to accomplish in terms of IDing people, more involved in the game plan and understanding of the game plan, because a lot of times he's communicating to everybody around him, where we need to go, how we need to block things. And I think there's a sense of responsibility that comes with that. But I think he takes a lot of pride in it. And it's been great to see him grow as a leader in that role. And his brother's always been a leader for us, been a captain. And for him to kind of step out on his own and assume that position and kind of take it and run with it, he's done a really nice job. So,
you guys are, on Saturday against Syracuse, averaged like 5.2 yards per carry. You have one of the better rushing attacks in the ACC. How much growth has the offensive line made in your eyes to kind of help that group open up a ton of holes?
I think that we've continued to improve. We haven't played perfect. There's been a lot of things that we want to do better from week to week, which, as an offensive lineman, I think if you think you've got it licked, that's the time when you don't. There's always things you can improve on. So we're trying to maximize our potential. There's a lot of little things and details that we've got to continue to get better at. There's some things in pass protection we got to continue to work on, and getting on the right people at times. But the thing that's been there has been a good mentality. And week after week, the guys have brought a mentality, and they've come to compete. I think it's a great group in terms of that. Just got to continue to develop more guys. One thing that we've been excited about is as we've gone on during the season, we've been able to take some snaps off of people. You see Brody Meadows playing and Johnny Garrett playing, and Laith Ganem going down early in the season, kind of push some guys into some roles. We had Johnny Garrett play almost the entire game against ODU. We had guys step in against Miami, that were forced in the first series of the game, and they've done a nice job. So I think the more guys you can play, just the better the culture is in the room, the more excited guys are, and just the synergy that comes with that. If you can find a way to play 8, 9, 10 guys at that position, kind of like there's a lot of D-lines that play, like we play 11 guys sometimes. If we could get to where we play 9 or 10, I think that would be a great recipe for us.
When you look at Clemson on film, what stands out to you about that front you guys are going to face?
Yeah, it's probably the most talented front we've played. They're stout. They're big guys, very active, hard to move. I think they're really well coached in terms of fundamentals and maintaining their gap. We're going to have to play with great fundamentals, or they're going to make us pay with negative yardage plays. And so that's something we've talked to our guys about. We've got to play with great pad level and great fundamentals. And if we'll do that, hopefully we'll have a chance to move the football. But we're going to have to move some guys in order to do it.